out at Mountain Crest as we start the basketball schedule for the Mustangs. This week we were at Ridgeline, brand new school, everything's all brand new, but things seem just as new.
See it all right in front of you on our 7-inch color touchscreen and train with power with our advanced power meter. With a TDF, you can ride almost every road on the planet. You can get the TDF with 0 down. Get yours today. Train better tomorrow.
I am a cyclist, and this is where I train.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital. Together, we're greater. Lewiston State Bank, strong and vibrant for over a century. Cache Valley Electric, a tradition of excellence since 1915. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson, personalized insurance coverage for your family and business. The Book Table, your family store for books, music, toys, art, and much more. Planet Fitness of Logan, no gym intimidation and only $10 a month. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years.
Crest High School, where tonight we have the Game of the Week. Mountain Crest and Box Elder going at it here. Two old rivals now in different classifications. Box Elder 4A, Mountain Crest 5A, and next year completely new classifications for all of them. We'll get into that a little bit later, but these teams have played each other many times, and they always seem to have good battles. Again, hello everyone, I'm Eric Olson. I'll be with you all year with all of the action here on the Valley Channel. And for the Mustangs, it's all new. The Mustangs really don't know what they have. They had a lot of kids that played last year that ended up going to Ridgeline. And the kids that are playing this year, well, not many of them got much playing time here at all last year. Really, you're looking at Nick Nethercott, who got a little bit of time early in the season. He's the 6'4" junior forward. And after that, well, that's about it. Tupuola, maybe a little bit of action early. A guy that they are excited to see how he works out is David Faitha. He was a transfer last year from East. He wasn't able to play last year, and so he's ready to play this year. He's a guard, a 6'1" junior. But that starting lineup, they've got a sophomore, a junior, two sophomores, a junior, and a senior, a couple juniors and a senior. Young team, and Coach Kyle Stratman is on his first go-around. So first ever game for a lot of these kids, and first ever game for a head coach in Stratman. Stratman played some collegiate basketball and played prep basketball up in Rupert, Idaho area. Before being on the coaching staff here, he was at Viewmont for a little while, and he's been 5 years here as an assistant under Coach Graydon Buckmiller, and then he took over when Buckmiller went to Ridgeline. Well, they face the Box Elder Bees, a team that also, only has a couple of guys returning, but those guys are big. Big not only in size, but big in what they can do on the court. Max Watson, a junior at 6'4", had 30 points in their initial outing against Northridge last week. They lost that game by 1 point, 71-70. Both teams scoring in the 70s for a high school game. Now that is some pace getting up and down the floor. Chase Oliva had 15 points, the 5'7" senior. He returns and had a lot of playing time last year, as did Tracer Wilson, the 6'7" senior. He had 12 points against Northridge. So he goes 6'7", then you round out their start with 6'5" Zach Gunn and the senior 5'11" Scott Shakespeare. So Box Elder will have the size advantage over the Mountain Crest Mustangs, that is for sure. Size, experience, everything else. These early season games, how do you prepare for them? Well, you don't. You work on the stuff that you want your team to do. They're non-region, preseason, whatever you want to call them. They're to get you tuned up and ready to go for when the region seasons start, and then the games really start to count toward playoff seeding and everything else. Well, the Mustangs have finished their warm-up, and they're taking a seat on the bench. The Bees back out of the locker room, so we're not far away from the national anthem here at Mountain Crest High School. Again, it's just a different feel with Ridgeline breaking off from them. It's been an interesting year all year long, and Mountain Crest and Ridgeline didn't play each other in football. They will be playing each other this year in basketball, and we'll have that game for you a little bit further down the road. And we'll talk about the other games that you'll see from us down the road. We'll talk a little bit about realignment, and we'll have all of the action coming up for you here on the Game of the Week back after this.
People used to ask,
"Where's the beef?"
and Wendy's always had the answer. But now,
where's the beef?
Means something different, because some use beef frozen from as far away as Australia.
What's wrong with Australia?
But if you ask Wendy's, the juiciest hamburgers are made with beef raised
Right here.
to get here. So fast, it never needs to be frozen, unlike some other guys. Funny that beef from close by makes Dave's single and double so deliciously different. Guys without cool accents.
In Utah, nothing is greater than our liberty. And going is always greater than stopping. So when we look for an emergency room, we don't just want one we can trust. We want one we can trust to respect our time. That's why Mountain Star ERs offer board-certified emergency specialists and short wait times. Mountain Star. Together, we're greater.
We're back at Mountain Crest High School. Box Elder visiting the Mustangs tonight. First game of the year for Mountain Crest. Box Elder comes in 0-1 on the season. We're getting ready for the national anthem here at Mountain Crest as both teams are out on the court. Again, Mountain Crest, they're not sure what they've got. They're young, inexperienced, and it will be a ride, that's for sure, for the Mustangs. And they get a stiff test tonight against a Box Elder Bees team that can really fill it up and score.
Of the national anthem. Tonight the national anthem will be sung by Mountain Crest Jr., Luke Nethercott.
Luke Nethercott, Jr. at Mountain Crest, is going to sing the national anthem, so we'll check that out. Our national anthem as we get ready to go here in Hiram. Box Elder playing Mountain Crest tonight, our second game of the year on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We're going to introduce the starting lineups for Mountain Crest. First, number 0, just a sophomore at 5'11", Caleb Malone. He'll run with the 6'4" junior number 2, Nick Nethercott. He's the only other guy that really got much playing time at all last year, and that was very limited as he was a sophomore last year. Keone Tupuola, number 3, the senior at 6'3". Will run with number 5, the sophomore Brady Hall, who was also the quarterback of this team, and the junior, number 30, David Faitha, at 6'1". On the other side, the guy to watch is this guy, number 1, Max Watson. Max Watson at 30 points against Northridge last. Chase Oliva. Number 3, Tracer Wilson. At number 4, he's 6'7". You see him there next to Oliva, who's 5'7", and 21 is Zach Gunn. Scott Shakespeare will be your other starter, number 2.
Let's have a good game.
They announced the first, a couple of hours ago, they announced the first consideration for the new regions. Mountain Crest, Logan, Ridgeline, Skyview, Green Canyon out there in North Logan, and Bear River would all be in Region 12 in 4A. They're going to 6 regions next year, so everybody bumps up a region. Box Elder, who's 4A now, will move up to 5A. They'll be in a region with Bountiful, Roy, Viewmont, and Woods Cross, and it will continue as Region 5. They're Region 5 right now. They'll stay as Region 5, but the Mustangs moving along with Skyview, Green Canyon, Logan, Ridgeline, and Bear River, Region 12 in 4A next year if the initial proposal goes through as originally stated. So we'll keep an eye on that, and that could be a heck of a region next year. Talking with some of the Box Elder people before this game, they're kind of right in the middle of their classification, not huge, not small. They'd love to be in that same class. Faitha fires away, banks it in. Right off the tap, the Mustangs are running and gunning, and Faitha, the bank was open. He puts that one down, and Mountain Crest with the early lead. They're going to say it was a 2-pointer. Shakespeare out front to Watson. Watson to Oliva. Oliva gets inside Shakespeare. 3 from the other side, won't go. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson loses it, gets it back. Oliva finds Watson, his 3 try, won't go. Rebound fought for, down goes Welch. It's Cordell Welch. And the foul looked like it was going to be on Zach Gunn. Welch handles, throws it out of bounds behind Brady Hall. The first turnover of the game. Wilson inbounds to Oliva, and Oliva calls out the play as he crosses the timeline. Here's Watson looking at a 3, hits it. We're tied at 3. They went back and changed Faitha's early bucket to a 3-pointer, so we're tied at 3. Faitha on the dribble, he turned it over. Carey. Another turnover for the Mustangs. Tied at 3. We've only played a minute 12. Looks like it may be a fast-paced game. We'll leave it to Watson. Watson fakes from NBA range, and they have to respect him at that range. He's got that kind of range. Here's Watson on the angle left side, working against Hall. Goes to the left hand, back to the right. And now Oliva on the right baseline. Looking to Wilson. Wilson walked. They got him. Two turnovers for Mountain Crest. That's the first for Box Elder. We're still tied at 3. Approaching 6 minutes to play here in the first period. Tupuola finds Faitha, looks underneath. Now he lobs to Nethercott. It hits the rim. It's rebounded out of there by Box Elder. Watson slowed up by Faitha, and Faitha picks up the foul. David Faitha, the transfer from East High School. 6'1" and a big body. Watson handles out front, gives it off to Oliva, and now Wilson comes to get it. Watson with it, Gunn turns into the right. Shot short, rebounded out of there by Welch. Welch all the way to the rim. Lay it up too hard. Rebound fought for. It's Tupuola who throws it away as he tries to save it back in. Watson at the other end against Faitha. Throws the lob, and a foul called on Tupuola. Keone Tupuola undercutting his man, Tracer Wilson, and Wilson will he go to the line? Let's see. Nope, they're going to say bumped him before he tapped the ball as he was trying to jump for it. So not a shooting foul. Second team foul for the Mustangs. Here's another turnover for Box Elder. And Mountain Crest gives it right back. Still tied at 3 with 5.5 to play in the first period. Teams are getting up and down the floor, but the ball doesn't want to go in the hoop. Gunn to Oliva on the right side. He's looking for Watson. Lob. Box Elder's going to bring in some new players as well. Porter Clausen at 6'6" as Box Elder goes big. Underneath, the lean in by Wilson, and he's fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line. And they're going to call that one on Tupuola. That's his second. Third team foul on Mountain Crest, and Wilson with a couple of free throws coming. Wilson hits the first. Bo Robinson into the ball game for Mountain Crest, number 11. Wilson hits them both. And it's 7-3, Box Elder. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first period. Hall uses the Folger screen. Now back to Faitha. Long three on the way, too hard. Rebound gets away from Mountain Crest, and it's Watson at the other end. Pulls up, won't go. Rebound, Wilson lays it in. So Wilson with 4, 5 for Watson, and it's a 9-3 lead for the Bees. Welch, 3, got it. Cordell Welch pulls the Mustangs to within 3 at 9-6 with 4 minutes to play in the first period. Clausen off to Oliva. Here comes Watson off the Clausen screen. Has to chase it down so he didn't have a shot. Gives it off to his teammate Saunders, who misses. It's rebounded by the Mustangs. Into the front court comes Hall. Welch all the way to the rack. Lay it up and in. Cordell Welch with 5, and it's a 1-point Box Elder lead at 9-8. Watson trying to make it 4, and he does. Max Watson, silky smooth. He's got 8 of the 12 Box Elder points. 12-8, Box Elder. Welch tries to answer. He does! Welch with 8. And it's 12-11, Box Elder. Saunders finds Watson. Watson has it stripped away, and it goes out of bounds off Robinson. Looked like it might have hit Watson, but Robinson must have touched it after it hit Robinson. Nethercott back into the ball game. Dalton Andrus in as well. Saunders into Wilson. Corner 3 won't go. Saunders cleans up. Saunders at 5'11", in there for the score, and it's 14-11. Under 3 minutes to play. Box Elder with the lead. Here's Welch having a big first quarter. Throws it away as he tries to go cross court with it. He couldn't get free inside. Watson spinning to his right. Lays it up, and Wilson finishes. 6 points for Wilson. Timeout, Mountain Crest. A 5-point Bees lead at 16-11 with 2:39 to play here in the first period.
Platinum sponsors for SchoolAwards.net. Cache Valley Dermatology.
Saunders has 2 off the bench for the Box Elder Bees, but they've been led by Watson and Wilson. They're the only 2 players that have scored besides Saunders. Watson with 8, And Wilson with 6 for the Mustangs. 8 points for Cordell Welsh. And David Faitha has the other 3. And it's a 16-11 ball game. And after the dunk on the follow by Wilson, Coach Stratman wanted a timeout to rally his troops. One senior has played for Mountain Crest. That lone senior is Tupuola. There's only one other senior on the roster, and that's Michael Barber. Nethercott looking for Welch. He's got him. Welch, baseline, runner, won't go. Rebound, pulled out by Folger. Folger gives it off to Andrus. Andrus misses. Folger with another board to Nethercott. Nethercott, a lot of contact, no call, but Nethercott's shot goes. 3-point Box Elder lead as Watson is fouled, and that's going to be 3 on Tupuola. No, that's on Welch. And that'll send Watson to the line. Just can't relax as the Bees want to push the basketball. Watson with 9 of his team's 17 points. Looking for double figures here in the first period. He's got it. 10 points for Watson. And it's 18-13 Box Elder. 2 minutes to play in the first period. 14 fouls on the Mustangs. Box Elder, they've only been rung up once. Welch loses a handle and gets it back. Now Andrus calls the play. Welch back to Andrus. Andrus kicks it inside to Folger. And Andrus went to pass it, thought about it for a second and passed it, but in that interim, he shuffled his feet and traveled. 6 turnovers for the Mustangs in the first period. They trail by 5 with 1:35 to play in the quarter. And Watson brings the ball up. Now Saunders. Gives it off to Clausen, looking back inside and into the ball game and scoring. Here's Zach Gunn as he sat for a minute and he's back in. Hall with the quick 3. Hits. 4 3-pointers by the Mustangs, keeping them close. They need to fix the score. It should be 20-16. Saunders 3 as he answers on the other end. 3rd 3-pointer for the Bees. 23-16. Box Elder with the lead. 45 seconds to play in the quarter. Nethercott, baseline. Hall steps inside, gives it off to Nethercott. His little jump. Nethercott with 4. Plenty of time as Watson will walk it across the timeline. 27 ticks on the clock. Gunn out front to Clausen. And they play catch with it out on the perimeter. Now Saunders with it. Watson backs it out. 10 seconds. Hall will check Watson. He uses the Clausen screen. Watson gives it up. Corner 3 by Saunders, and it's blocked. Rebounded out by the Mustangs, and that'll be the end of the first period. An eventful first quarter here in Hiram. And the Bees on top by 5, 23-18. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you think you have coverage for this when you only have coverage for this. That's not homework. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Give us a call at 752-9493. You'll be glad you did.
Back at Mountain Crest High School, Eric Olson along with you as we get ready to start the second period. 23-18, Box Elder putting up 23 points in that first period. The Mountain Crest with 18 of their own. The Mustangs with 4 3-pointers to keep it close. Box Elder had 3 from beyond the arc themselves. Watson with 10, Wilson with 6 for Box Elder. Saunders off the bench with 5 for the Bees. Cordell Welsh had 8 for Mountain Crest to lead the Mustangs. Nethercott had 4. Hall and Faitha each had a triple. As we get ready for the second period. High scoring game last week as Ridgeline just absolutely dismantled Fremont and put up a bunch of points. Here's Box Elder going to their bench. Carter Iverson into the ball game. The 6'6" senior, and they turn it over to the Bees. That's the third turnover for Box Elder. Andrus looking for a cutter, and he threw it behind Faitha. So Oliva and Wilson running with Shakespeare, Saunders, and Iverson. Iverson with the ball. Finally gives it off to Oliva. Saunders has got that range. And Hall closes out with him. Hall chasing Saunders in the man defense. Oliva as Andrus goes for the steal. Oliva gets it back. Wilson fakes the 3, tipped away, and here come the Mustangs. Hall with it, all the way to the glass. Lay it up, won't go, but he'll go to the line. And Saunders is going to pick up only the second team foul for Box Elder and his first. Brady Hall, the sophomore, toes the line and calmly sinks the first free throw. Watson back in. He sat for the quarter break and for 1 minute and 1 second of second quarter action. Wilson rebounds the miss. It's a 4-point Box Elder lead. 1 minute into the second period. Oliva can't handle the pass, and another turnover for Box Elder. Mountain Crest had 6 in the first period. Box Elder catching up. That was their 5th, and they've had 2 here in the first minute and 9 seconds. Tupuola will come into the ball game, replacing Dallin Tolman, the junior. Tupuola finds Nethercott. Nethercott bumps Wilson. Faitha comes up with the errant ball. Welch's 3, too hard. Rebound ripped away by Watson. And the Bees on the run. Oliva, spot, shoot, miss. Wilson got pushed out of there, but still came up with the board, and Watson fires away. Won't go, and Nethercott and Wilson fight for it. And on the possession arrow, the Mustangs will get the ball. Wilson's got some hops. His Nethercott had good position, and Wilson just jumped over him to get a hand on that one. Welch tries to go down low to Tupuola, throws it away. 7 turnovers now for Mountain Crest. Watson charges in to Brady Hall. That's a turnover on the offensive foul. The 3rd team foul on Box Elder. 6 minutes to play in the half. 23-19. Box Elder leading Mountain Crest. Faitha's 3 rims out of there. Watson on the move. Watson stopping, popping, missing. Rebounded it by the Mustangs. Faitha out front, tries to go behind his back and walked with it. One of the Bees was right there, soon as Faitha caught it, and he had to try to go behind his back, and it got caught on his rump. Couldn't get it all the way around, took a couple of steps, and it's a timeout for Box Elder with 5:45 to play in the first half, 23-19. Box Elder leading Mountain Crest.
Thank you so much for your support.
So far for the Mustangs, they're playing with some up-tempo and playing pretty scrappy defensively. Box Elder has not scored here in the quarter. Mountain Crest has only scored 1 point. He played 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Box Elder's got that size advantage, using guys like Gunn at 6'5" and Clausen at 6'6". Iverson goes 6'6". Watson is 6'4". Wilson is 6'7". Mountain Crest with their starting lineup, 6'3" and 6'4" are their biggest guys. Folger comes in off the bench and goes 6'3". They don't even have anybody on their roster taller than 6'4". They don't. Nethercott is the tallest at 6'4". A wet spot on the floor right in front of the Mountain Crest bench, and they're still not completely happy with it. Players and coaches, these kids don't clean their room that tidily. All right, Wilson will trigger inbounds as he runs with Oliva, Shakespeare, Watson, and Saunders. Saunders comes up, takes the pass, gives off to Watson, now running a little bit of emotion as Shakespeare turns into his left and scores. Oliva, the only starter that hasn't scored for Box Elder. Tupuola tries to go cross court with a skip pass, and it's taken away. 9 turnovers for Mountain Crest. They trail by 6, and Box Elder just committed their 7th. So some early season problems for both of these teams. Faitha gets to the rack, and they're going to say he was fouled before the shot attempt. That's going to be on Saunders, his 2nd. So now we're all knotted up at 4 team fouls apiece. Folger comes back into the ball game, as does Robinson. Faitha and Tupuola sit. Hall inbounds to Nethercott. Nethercott elevates over Watson and scores. Nick Nethercott with 6, and it's a 4-point game. 25-21. Box Elder hanging on to that lead. Watson tries to extend. He does. Watson, 3 3-pointers, 13 points in the half, and it's a 7-point lead for Box Elder as we approach 4.5 to play. Here's a steal by Watson, and he loses it out of bounds. He never had clear control, so it won't go down as a steal on my scoring sheet, but mine is so unofficial. Porter Clausen into the ball game. So 6'6", 6'7", and 6'4" in that front line for Box Elder. Welch off the heel with the 3-point attempt. Underneath, Robinson, up and under move, too hard. Ripped out of there by Clausen, and down he goes. Folger put an awful lot of body on him, and he gets the foul. 5 team fouls now for the Mustangs. 4 free throws in this half by Box Elder. They're 4 of 4. Mountain Crest is 1 of 2. They pretty much let them play as we're midway through this second period. 7-point Box Elder lead at 28-21. Watson, he's got 3 triples, looking for his 4th. Doesn't get it. Rebounded by the Mustangs. Welch has a couple of 3s of his own. He passes it back out to Hall. Long 3, good. 7 for Brady Hall, 28-24, Box Elder. Shakespeare looking for the answer. Doesn't get it. Folger tracks down the board, hands it off to Hall. Hall against Oliva. Coming over to help is Wilson, so he gives it off to Folger. Long three by Welch. Won't go. Folger, good position. Board. Can't get it to go on his second attempt. Welch kicks it back out. Hall, another three. This one won't go. Tapped by Nethercott, out of bounds off of the Mustangs. Faitha will replace Hall. Gunn back in, and Wilson will get a rest with 3:21 to play in the first half. And Box Elder sitting on a 28-24 lead. Shakespeare looking for Watson off the curl. Can't find him, so he goes down in the corner. Gunn. Back out to Clausen, and we reverse over to Watson. Watson being checked by Welch, and so he gives it up to Robinson. Turnover. Box Elder with their 8th, just out of reach. On that pass, Faitha to thread the needle. That one was ill-advised. That's number 10 for the Mustangs. Watson down low. 15 for Watson, half of his team's points. He had 30 in the season opener last week. Nethercott thought about the 3. They run him off the line. He looks down low to Folger. Up and under for Folger. That won't go. Trying to come back up with it is Folger, but instead it's the Bees going the other way. Leading by 6. Oliva tries to make it 8, and he does. All 5 starters on the board now for the Bees, as it's a 32-24 lead for Box Elder, their largest of the game. 2 minutes to play in the half. Mountain Crest needs a bucket. Nethercott, straightaway 3. Won't go, rebounded by Clausen. Oliva, he tries to thread the needle and throws it away. 9 turnovers, 19 combined turnovers. You can tell it's early in the season for these two. Nice move by Cordell Welch. He gets his first bucket of the second half. He's in double figures with 10. 6-point Box Elder lead. Watson straight away. Right hand dribble. Has it poked away by Welch. Taken away by Gunn. Gunn too hard. Rebounded by Nethercott. Hands off to Faitha, and Faitha crosses the timeline against Oliva. Oliva knocks it away, and Faitha gets it back. 1:08 on the clock as Faitha, 1-foot runner, won't go. Rebounded by Folger. Folger been nasty down there on the boards. Nethercott looks low. He decides not to go down low to Folger. And he backs it out with 45 seconds to play in the half. Robinson back to Nethercott. Nethercott has it knocked away, gets it back. Baseline, uses the screen by Robinson, leaves it short. Robinson knocks it away from Gunn and then misses. Rebounded by Nethercott, he puts it up and in. Nethercott with 8, and it's a 2-point ball game with 25 seconds to play. Check that, it's a 4-point ball game with 20 seconds to play here in this first half. 32-28 Box Elder. Watson, 3-ball, short, gets his own board, has it blocked by Nethercott. Nethercott got all ball, but I think Robinson got the body. And that's who they're calling it on, is Robinson. 6-team foul on the Mustangs, and so Watson will go to the line. He's 2 for 2 at the free throw line tonight. He takes 15 points with him. 15 of Box Elder's 32 points from number 1. And misses. Sits in the game of the week on the Valley Channel.
Becoming established doesn't happen overnight. It isn't awarded by one single act. Being established comes from a lifetime of holding on to what is most important, even when it is most difficult. Being established doesn't mean doing what's always been done. It means doing what's right. Lewiston State Bank, established in 1905, established for your future.
Over the period of time, my hearing became worse and worse.
Over the course of the years, I developed hearing loss, and I would not be able to hear my employees talk to me sometimes.
For Paul Daines and Cache Valley's integrity, his character, his background, his equipment, I would recommend him to anyone for a hearing aid specialist.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Megan, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
No gym intimidation, no lunks, clean and spacious. Just $10 a month. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Explore what we have to do and what Utah has to offer, and see and learn about the great state that you and I live in.
Hi Cache Valley, this is Fernando with the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving out free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see us as soon as you can. Thank you.
PCs Unlimited is Cache Valley's first choice for all things computer. For over 20 years, our friendly and staff have been there to help you with on-site and in-store service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all of your computer needs. Our prices are low and our customer service is the best. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited, 610 North Main in Logan.
Vehicle won't start? We can fix that. Not running right? We can fix that. Won't stop? We can fix that. Auto Evolution. Honest service at a fair price on Airport Road.
You never know when you're going to get hurt. If that happens, our team at Mountain Star Healthcare is ready to help you get back to enjoying the activities you love. We provide award-winning orthopedic care at 8 hospitals from Logan to Payson. You can count on our specialists. We'll discuss treatment options with you and work on your recovery together. With our help, you'll soon be back to doing what you love. Mountain Star Healthcare. What makes us better makes you better.
Back at Mountain Crest High School, getting ready to start the second half. Hope you enjoyed the first half here on the Game of the Week as the Mustangs trail Box Elder 32-28. Box Elder was led by Max Watson, 15 points in the first half. 6 points for Tracer Wilson, 5 points for Cameron Saunders off the bench, and 2 apiece for Oliva, Shakespeare, and Gunn. Mountain Crest led by Cordell Welch is 10 points. Nick Nethercott had 8. 7 for Brady Hall, and Faitha had 3. Underneath, Gunn gets free and then blocked by Tupuola. Tupuola jumped and then had to turn around and block it again. Welch, 3, way off the mark. And it's rebounded by Shakespeare. Hall with the takeaway, tries to save it back in bounds, but can't. Teammates come hustle and help him up in front of the Mustang student body. And Watson will trigger in at midcourt. Gunn finds Oliva. Oliva looks low, instead goes out front to Watson. Gunn, the entry pass as Wilson fell down, and a foul called underneath. They're going to call it on Watson, his second. The offensive foul. First team foul here in the second half for either team. Faitha nearly walked, gives it up in the corner. The corner 3 too long for Welch. He hit 2 in the first quarter, and he hasn't been able to find the range since. Oliva all the way in, leaves it off for Gunn. Gunn shot too hard. Rebounded by Nethercott. Nethercott has Faitha out in front. Back to Nethercott. Out to Tupuola. His shot short from 3 land. But Welch comes up with the board. Hall working against Oliva, directs traffic between his legs, loses it. Turnover Mountain Crest. Their 10th of the game. Check that, they're 11th, first of the second half. Box Elder not doing much better in that regard. They've got 9. Looking down low for Gunn as Oliva can't find him, so he goes to Watson. Watson throws it away. 10th turnover for the Bees. Faitha, nice bounce pass, and Faitha lays it up and in. Faitha with his first point since the first period. He scored the first bucket of the game. It was silenced until then. It's 32-30 Box Elder. Under 6 minutes to play in the third. Pass into for Wilson, knocked away by Nethercott. Here come the Mustangs with a chance to tie or take the lead. Faitha, 3, got it! Timeout Bees. We're tied at 32. That looked like it was a 3-pointer. We'll see if they change that score. We're tied now at 32. They're saying now that was just a 2. 5:36 to play, but Faitha ties it up. Looking at our upcoming schedule, the Valley Channel basketball schedule. Next week, starting next Thursday, out at Skyview, they're having a tournament out there with Mountain Crest, Skyview, Ridgeline, Logan, Preston. I think they've got West Side out at that one as well. That one would be worth your time to go out and buy a couple of tickets and watch basketball all day long. And we'll have one of those games. We'll have the Ridgeline Skyview game. That one should be a whale of a ball game. And that one next Thursday. On Wednesday the 14th, it's Ogden at Mountain Crest as we come back here. And then right before Christmas, the week before Christmas, Skyview at Logan. And then we end out December with Mountain Crest at Logan and start up the new year on the 6th of January with Mountain Crest at Skyview. Morgan at Logan, Ridgeline at Logan, Skyview at Mountain Crest, Juan Diego at Ridgeline, which should be a whale of a game. Logan at Ridgeline and Weber at Skyview round out our schedule. They did change that bucket by Faitha to a 3-pointer. So he has 8 points, 5 here in the quarter. And the Mustangs own a lead for the first time since early in this ball game at 33-32. We've played almost 3 minutes here in the second half. Box Elder's yet to score. Watson, see if he tries to do something about that. They're looking into Wilson and decide not to give it to him. He had Folger on his back. Now Watson. Mountain Crest playing man. Andrus working against Oliva and Nethercott against Gunn. Folger in the game will go against Wilson. They try to lob it into Gunn. Faitha comes from the backside and takes it away. 12 turnovers now for Box Elder. Faitha working on Gunn. Step back three, won't go. Rebound, fought for. And everybody hitting the ground, and they're going to call a foul on the Mustangs. They're going to call it on Folger, and he's wondering why. His second foul. If Faitha would have hit that shot, this place would have got lit. 33-32 with 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Mustangs with their first lead since early in this ball game. Watson, straightaway three, boom. 18 for Watson, and he puts Box Elder back in front by 2. Andrus looks low to Robinson, decides against it, now goes to Nethercott. Watson with the near steal, Nethercott working baseline on Wilson. Robinson has it blocked away by Wilson, 6'7" and long arms. Watson to Wilson, thought about that corner three, back to Watson, down the lane, lay it in. Watson with 20. Timeout Mountain Crest. So the Mustangs had taken the lead. They trailed coming into this second half, 28-32. They'd taken a 33-32 lead. And since then, 5 straight by Max Watson. And the Bees are back out in front by 4 in a back and forth affair here in Hiram. 3:38 to play in this third period. If you're just tuning in, earlier in the broadcast we talked about the proposed realignments. The first proposed region realignments have come out. They came out about 5:15 this afternoon, and that'd be the 29th of November. And the initial proposal would have Mountain Crest, Skyview, Ridgeline, Logan, and Green Canyon, the new high school in North Logan, joining Bear River in Region 12. It would be Region 12, and they'd all move up to 4A. There's going to be six classifications now, 6A being the largest, so everybody jumps up a classification. 6A the largest, 5A becoming the old 4A, 4A the old 3A, et cetera, et cetera. And doing 3AA one that they had for football. So that'd be a nice little region, all 5 of the Valley schools plus Bear River. A 6-team region. Box Elder will stay in Region 5, go to 5A, along with Bountiful and Roy and Woods Cross and a couple of other schools. Mountain Crest on the wrong side of a 5-0 run. The Bees have retaken the lead. Andrus takes it away from Saunders, who'd come up with a steal. Folger gathers himself, goes up and misses. Rebound out to Watson. Watson leans in, scores, he'll go to the line as Hall fouls him. Hall with his first. And Watson has 22. He had 30 against Northridge. He had 15 in the first half. He's got all 7 of his team's points here in the third. 6'4" and silky smooth. 3 out of 5 from the free throw line. And it's out to a 7-point lead now for Box Elder. Our largest lead of the game was 8 in the second period. They can't shake the Mustangs. The Mustangs had a lead a moment ago and couldn't hold on to it. Hall off to Nethercott. Nethercott on the angle right. Nowhere to go with it. Spins back to the right. Kicks it out to Folger on the baseline. Andrus against Saunders. Good defense by the Bees. And here's Watson out in front of everyone. and he lays it in. 10 points in the quarter for Watson. He's got 25, and it's a 9-point lead for the Bees. Watson's outscored Mountain Crest here in this third period, 10-5. Folger has it blocked away, and a foul on the rebound will go against Robinson. Robinson's second, and the third team foul on the Mustangs. Now things starting to slip away from the Mustangs as Watson has really asserted himself here in this third period. He didn't look for a shot for most of the first half of this third period, and that's when Mount Crest took the lead, and since then it's been all Max Watson. Long three by Watson. Heat check, and he's red hot. 28 for Watson. And it's a 12-point lead for Box Elder. Welch gives it off to Folger as he tries to stop the bleeding. Nethercott fouled on the three, and it goes. Nethercott with 11 and a chance at a 4-point play. Faitha and Tupuola will come into the ball game. Folger will sit, as will Robinson for the Mustangs. Clausen into the ball game, replacing Gunn for Box Elder a moment ago. And Nethercott's free throw, no good. Rebounded by Faitha. Faitha out front to Welch. Three, too hard. Ball free, no one can find it. Tupuola does. Down low to Nethercott. Leans in, takes the contact, and he'll go to the line. And he and Wilson having some words. Wilson picks up 2 quick fouls. 3 team fouls now on Box Elder. Nethercott gets 2 free throws. Nethercott hits the first. He had a chance to 4-point play a moment ago. The Mustangs ended up getting the rebound, so instead of 4 on the possession only, they have a chance to get 5. On one possession, 5 points for the Mustangs. 13 for Nethercott, and he takes a seat. And he brings the Mustangs back to within 7 with 5 straight points. Here's Shakespeare, has it knocked away, gets it back, goes baseline against Faitha, who shuts him off, and it's stolen away by the Mustangs. Welch all the way in, and one with a sophomore, Cordell Welch. The foul on Saunders, his third. It was also the 13th turnover for the Box Elder Bees. Welch with 12 and a chance to cut the Box Elder lead to 4. 7-0 run here by the Mustangs. Make it 8-0. 13 for Welch. 1 minute to play in the third. And a brand new ball game, 45-41. 8 straight points for Mountain Crest when it looks like Box Elder was going to run away and hide. Short on the 3 by Watson. He's got another chance. He gives it off to Clausen. His baseline jumper won't go, and Faitha can't get the board as Shakespeare comes up with it. Watson thinking about that 3. Goes baseline, falls down. Loses the basketball. Here come the Mustangs. Watson crosses the timeline with 28 seconds to play in the third. Mountain Crest trailing by 4. That was the deficit at halftime. Mustangs took a 33-32 lead in this third quarter. And then Max Watson went off. Hall swatted out of there. Saunders tries to hit it back in, and now this is going to be a technical foul on Clausen as he ran in, or they've got to call something. He ran into Hall, knocked Hall down, and are they going to call anything? The official came out like he was going to call something. Now he's escorting Clausen to the sideline. And they're having a chat. Clausen came over and chest bumped Hall. Hall did a little bit of an acting job and went flopping like he'd been hit by a truck. And what are we going to get on the call here? Hall looked like he was deciding to call to Coach Stratman. And they aren't going to call anything. So Brady Hall goes out of the ball game to the bench. Clausen stays in. Now they're making Clausen leave. I think they're just going to make both players sit down. 5 seconds. Watson crosses the timeline. Double teamed. He's fouled before the shot. That'll be the 16th foul on Mountain Crest. 1.4 seconds. And the foul is going to be on Tupuola, his third. Folger will come into the ball game. 13 in the quarter for Watson. He's got 28. Looking for 31. Doesn't get it. One of the few misses by Watson here in this ball game. And it's a good one in Hiram. Box Elder 45. Mountain Crest 41. Fourth quarter coming up.
People used to ask,
"Where's the beef?"
And Wendy's always had the answer. But now,
Where's the beef?
means something different because some use beef frozen from as far away as Australia.
What's wrong with Australia?
But if you ask Wendy's, the juiciest hamburgers are made with beef raised
right here
to get here so fast it never needs to be frozen, unlike some other guys. Funny that beef from close by makes Dave's single and double so deliciously different. Score one for the guys without cool accents.
Back in Hiram, Eric Olson along with you, and the Mustangs took a 33-32 lead over Box Elder about midway through that third period. And then Box Elder surged out in front 45-33, and then Mountain Crest finished with an 8-0 run in that quarter to bring it back to a 4-point deficit. Max Watson scored 13 points, all of his team's points in that third quarter. He's got 28 for the game. Mountain Crest had 13 points in the quarter as well. Nethercott and Faitha had 5 apiece. And then Welch with 3. Welch has 13 points. Nethercott 13. And Faitha has 8. Mountain Crest with a chance to cut into the lead. Faitha on the back door. Faitha in double figures with 10. Nethercott goes for the steal and fouls Saunders. Nethercott's first foul. Oliva will sit. Saunders to trigger in, still looking. Now he lobs to Clausen, too high and out of bounds. 6 turnovers in the second half for Box Elder, 15 turnovers for the Bees. Mountain Crest with only 2 in that third quarter. They got 12 for the game. Coach Jace McKee talked about that with me before the game, and that loss against Northridge. Just too many turnovers. Not playing solid defense in the second half of that ball game. Nice block by Wilson, but the Mustangs get it back and then turn it over. Folger, the no look, Welch tries the no look to Folger, and it's out of bounds. Folger couldn't handle. And the Bees with a chance to extend that 2-point lead. Saunders, he can hit that. He does. Saunders with 8 off the bench. Back to a 5-point Box Elder lead. Welch looking for help. Folger comes out to help him out. Folger looks low to Fathan, bounces it into him. Fathan backing in Shakespeare. Turns to his left, fade away Jay. Rebound Saunders, who's ahead of the pack. Welch is there, swats it away, but Saunders keeps control and finishes. He'll go to the line. Saunders looked like Welch looked like he got an awful lot of ball, but he may have come across Saunders' arms to do it. And that'll usually get a call every time, a whistle every time. Back out to a 7-point lead for the Bees. Their largest advantage has been 12. Saunders hits the free throw. He's got 6 points here in the quarter. He's got 11 for the game off the bench. Joining Watson is the only 2 Bs in double figures. Hall, left side, stop, pop, hit. Brady Hall with his first bucket of the second half. 9 points for the sophomore. Underneath, block on Wilson by Tupuola, and Tupuola called for the foul. No shot. And that's going to be 1-1. Tupuola. I've got him for 4 fouls. And they're not making him leave the floor, so he buzzed the buzzer a couple times, wondered if they had him for 5. Unofficially, I've got him for 4. Front end of the 1-1 is good by Wilson. Wilson now with 7. Wilson misses the second. 52-45. Here's a turnover. Steal by Wilson. Tupuola slows him down. Clausen back to Saunders. 3. Won't go. Rebound Folger. That's the 4th turnover of the half by the Mustangs. Long pass by Hall. Tried to save it back in, and Welch saves it right to Watson. Watson steps around the defender, misses. Rebound by Clausen, won't go. Rebounded by Welch for the Mustangs. He hits the deck. And a foul on Box Elder. And call it on Shakespeare. It's his first. Seven-point lead for Box Elder. 5.5 to play in the ball game. It's been a fun one here in Hiram. Fathan, straightaway 3, too hard. He's hit a couple of threes in this game, and there's Wilson with a foul on Welch. Wilson with his 3rd, and Welch will go to the free throw line. 1-1. Free throws the rest of the way for both teams. Welch leaves it short. Folger battles Wilson, and Wilson too tall. Saunders out front with it. Saunders with 6 points here in the 4th for Box Elder. Saunders leans over one of the Mustangs and an offensive foul as Brady Hall took the contact. Saunders with his 4th. 6th turnover. Check Box Elder, they've got 16 on the game. Hall looks at a 3. Instead drives baseline, all side. Now they set it up again. Welch around Folger with the pick and roll. Folger leans in, and Wilson swats it away. The Mustangs come up with it. Welch straight away. 3! 16 for Welch. Timeout on the floor. A 30-second timeout. 52-48. Back to a 4-point ball game. The Mustangs won't go away. Box Elder trying to finish him off. But Welch with the 3-pointer, his third of the night for Mountain Crest. In that first half, they hit 5 3-pointers. They've hit 3 here in the second, so 8 triples for the game for Mountain Crest. Box Elders hit a few of their own. Watson had 3 in the first half and 2 in the third quarter, so he's got 5 3-pointers by himself. Saunders has 2, so 7 3-pointers for Box Elder. Watson with 28, but he hasn't scored here in the fourth. For Mountain Crest, Welch with 3, Hall with 2, and Faithful with 2. Box Elder got 6 from Saunders here so far in the fourth, and Wilson with 1. And we've seen things a little bit chippy here in this second half as well. Always gets that way when Mountain Crest and Box Elder play each other. Ronald Smith, the sophomore, into the ball game for Box Elder. He's been in for a little while here in the fourth. Here's a near turnover. It is a turnover. Out for the caught. Leans in. Score it. No, it won't go, and he'll go to the line as Smith commits the foul. Smith, the sophomore, took plenty of body contact. They're giving Watson a little bit of a rest. He's going to be checking in after this free throw. It's Nethercott. Leaves that one way short. Not just kind of short. Way short. Way with 4 A's. Short. 4:07 to play in the ball game. Mountain Crest trailing by 4. Nethercott at the line with one more. He hits this one as it catches the lip of the iron and rolls in. 14 for Nethercott. It's a 3-point ball game. Smith runs through. Instead, they give it off to Wilson. Watson back into the ball game as he hands to Clausen. They step in front and steal the outlet pass. Here's Nethercott out in front. Nethercott traveled. He should have just went in and laid it up. He stopped and he slid and he traveled. 16 turnovers for Mountain Crest. It's all even in that department. That would have cut it to 1. Check that. Box Elder has one more turnover. They have 17 turnovers in this game. Timeout, Box Elder with 3:31 to play here in the ball game. Mountain Crest trailing Box Elder 52-49. Max Watson has 28 points. He hasn't scored here in the fourth. He had 15 at the half, 13 points in the third quarter. The only other Box Elder player in double figures is Cameron Saunders with 11 off the bench. Cordell Welch has 16 for Mountain Crest. Nethercott has 14. David Faitha has 10. Brady Hall has 9. Keone Tupuola has not scored. He's played some nasty defense. He's gotten himself into some foul trouble. But it's clear his job in there is just to mix things up. He hasn't really been a scoring option. Folger has really been a beast on the boards, has not scored. Robinson, Anderson, Tolman have all played and haven't scored, so no bench points for Mountain Crest. 4 players accounting for all 49 of the Mustang points. Six players scoring for Box Elder. Saunders, the only bench player to score. Iverson and Smith have played and haven't scored. Porter Clausen has played quite a bit and hasn't scored either. At 6'6", he's made life tough inside for Mountain Crest. Box Elder spreading the floor a little bit here. Getting Mountain Crest in a scramble. Saunders, 3, big shot. .14 for Saunders. Puts his team up 6. Hall looking at a 3. Likes what he sees. He deals the answer. 12 points for Hall. 55-52, under 3 minutes to play. Saunders, turn, fire, miss, rebound, Tupuola. Hall quickly to Faitha. Faitha steps back, 3, tied up. .13 for Faitha. And Box Elder's got a player down on the Mountain Crest sideline. One of the Bees who went out to contest the Faitha 3. He got him leaping into the air, going for the block. I think it's Tracer Wilson, and it looks like he's got a knot in his calf there. He's got a Charlie horse, a muscle cramp, because they've got his leg up in the air and pushing on that foot and that toe. He jumped as Faitha head faked him. He jumped past him. Faitha took one dribble and stepped to his right and then calmly tied this ball game. And then Wilson hit the deck over on the sideline. And he looks to be fine. It looks like that's what it was a cramp. As he heads for his team huddle. 2:36 to play in this ball game. We're tied at 55. Mountain Crest was down 45-33. They've outscored Box Elder 22-10 since that point. But Box Elder has this guy with the ball, Max Watson. One-man wrecking crew, 28 of his team's 55 points. He has not scored here in the fourth. Here's a chance for him, no shot. It won't go, and they're going to call a foul before the shot, and they're going to call it on Brady Hall, and it'll be 1-1. Brady Hall with his second. Mountain Crest defensively has been rugged tonight. Saunders hits. It looked like Saunders was setting a pick and Hall just kind of ran through him. Can't really do that. That's 10 points in the quarter for Saunders. He's got 15. One more free throw coming as he breaks the tie. He hits both. Back out to a 2-point advantage for Box Elder. 2:24 to play. Tupuola will trigger inbounds to Hall. Hall, the sophomore. Got a pretty big game himself. He's got 12. First game of the season for Mountain Crest. Box Elder's already played one. Here's Welch. Welch fires for 3, short. Rebounded by Hall. Welch never really got his feet under him. Forced that one. Watson bumped. Foul, no shot, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Looked like they called that foul on Hall. Watson's only missed 2 free throws all night. He hasn't taken a lot. That's his 6th free throw. He's got 29. He's 4 out of 6. He misses the second, so the lead stays at 3 for Box Elder. 1:50 to play in the ball game. Does Mountain Crest have another little burst in him? Faitha runs over his man. Down goes Smith, and Faitha gets called for the offensive foul. He put an arm out. Smith bailed out. And Faith extended that arm and sat down, and that'll draw a whistle almost every time. For Faith, his second foul. So the Mustangs with an offensive foul, that's a turnover. Their 17th of the game. Turnovers all even at 17. Smith cuts through. Instead, they hand it off to Wilson. Here's Watson. Bumped. Falls down and scoops it off to Saunders, who backs it out and calls the play. Here's the play. Give the ball to number 1. Saunders, though, has been feeling it. Fires up a 3. Misses. He goes down looking for the foul. No whistle. And it's Mountain Crest ball. 11 points in this quarter for Cameron Saunders. Watson has 1. Wilson has 1. Saunders has come off the bench. And just maybe saved this ball game for the Bees. Oh, here's a steal by Shakespeare. Turnover number 18. 1 minute to play. Watson forces it. It goes 31 for Watson. Boy, that didn't look like a good shot. And it went in. Hall, quick 3. Won't go. Rebound tipped back in to Smith by Tupuola. Watson finds Shakespeare, and a foul out front. They're going to call it on Hall as he grabbed Watson. Watson with 31, and the dagger a minute ago as he split 2 defenders, bumped and off balance, leaned in and scored to give Box Elder a 5-point lead, and now he gets 2 more free throws to try to ice this one. 32 for Watson. Watson misses the second. 5-point lead for Box Elder. Brady Hall calls timeout right before they were going to call him for traveling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to politely request
so the Mustangs had this thing tied at 55 and then fired up with tough shots. They keep changing the scoreboard. They just changed to the 61-56. Now they've changed it back to 61-55, so it's a 6-point lead. That's right. That's right. Mountain Crest has 55. 61 for Box Elder. The Mustangs not made this easy on the Bees. The Mustangs with no experience and a lot of youth. And they look like they win some basketball games this year, but you got to remember, they're competing in Region 1 of 5A against the likes of Weber, Fremont, Roy. I mean, they play against some pretty good size high schools. And they're 3A size, so it could be a little bit of a tough year for the Mustangs this year, but these guys look like they're going to compete. Here in the early going, they sure look like they're going to compete, no matter what. But Max Watson, I think, showing that he definitely has the ability to be one of the top players in the state. 6'4". He's a junior. He had 30 in the opener. He's got 32 tonight. Underneath, leaning in and missing was Nethercott. We were there to try to deny him. And now with 20 seconds left, the Mustangs have to foul. Saunders will go to the line. Coach Stratman can't figure out how come Nethercott didn't go to the line. He was hollering at the official during that lull in play, and Saunders 16 points, now 17. .32 for Watson, 17 for Saunders. And between the two of them, they have 49 to 62 Box Elder points. Here's another turnover. It was Watson. Saunders with it. Saunders trying to give it up to get rid of it. Tupuola tries to save it back in and can't. Mountain Crest 18th turnover. And the Bees are going to escape. With a hard-fought victory, they'll even their record up at 1-1, and the Mustangs are going to drop to 0-1. It was 55-55 just a few moments ago. And Box Elder on a 7-0 run to end this ball game. And they pull it out of the fight to the Bees. A good ball game here in Hiram tonight. 32 for Max Watson to lead the way for the Bees. The Mustangs, Nethercott had 14, 16 by Welch, 12 by Hall, and Faitha had 13. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us on Game of the Week.
In Utah, nothing is greater than our liberty. And going is always greater than stopping. So when we look for an emergency room, we don't just want one we can trust. We want one we can trust to respect our time. That's why Mountain Star ERs offer board-certified emergency specialists and short wait times. Mountain Star. Together, we're greater.